I see that Meech Home concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech Home, the streets back. That's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down. 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better. I will buy your masters.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
50 Cent just straight up clowned Big Meech after new reports claimed Rick Ross scammed him out of a jaw-dropping $120 million deal. Ross came in promising movies, huge projects, and Hollywood money, but delivered nothing. Now Meech is left looking broke and used, while 50 is online turning his name into a comedy routine. Fans are saying the only way this story ends is if Meech and 50 actually step into a ring and fight it out. Here's where it all started. After Big Meech stepped out of the streets, everyone thought he was about to launch a major comeback. That's when Rick Ross swooped in, talking big numbers and even bigger promises. $120 million films, blockbuster projects, the whole 9 yards. Ross wasn't whispering it either. He said it loud and proud for the world to hear.
Yeah, so look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, there's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
On paper, it looked like Meech was finally going to cash in on his legendary reputation. But in reality, Ross never delivered a single thing. Instead, it looks like he used Meech's name for clout to flex on 50 Cent, his longtime rival. While Ross dangled movie dreams and PR stunts, 50 was the one putting up real money. He funded the BMF series. He paid for Lil Meech's acting classes. He gave the family a platform that Ross never came close to providing. Ross? Nothing but empty words and a PR boost. And it's not just 50 saying that. People close to the game co-signed it. Here's Tony Yayo breaking it all down.
But when you take Lil Meech and you put him in fucking acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen. Cause I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money. You understand what I'm saying? But to be young and have money is crazy because we was young and had money before, so I understand. Motherfucker got Richard Millie's, Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Heart jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hearts for 10,000? I might wear them shits for a month, bro.
Now the word is Meech feels frustrated, broke, and humiliated, finally realizing Ross only linked with him as a weapon in his war against 50. Instead of leveling up, he's stuck looking like a pawn in someone else's beef. And if that wasn't messy enough, things spiraled once Meech's son got involved. Just days after leaked texts supposedly showed Lil Meech saying F Ross, he was spotted in the club, shoulder to shoulder with Ross himself, smiling, laughing, acting like nothing ever happened. Fans are calling it the ultimate betrayal, while others say it proves just how twisted this whole situation has gotten. Is Lil Meech playing both sides, or is Ross pulling the strings to embarrass 50 even further? Whatever it is, the drama keeps stacking, and it looks worse for Meech by the day. The video goes viral. Meech and Ross, side by side, whispering in each other's ear, posing for pics, flashing smiles while the whole room glows red. Fans immediately caught the irony. Just days earlier, Lil Meech was allegedly texting F Ross, and now here he was cheesing it up in his section like they were best friends. Some said it looked like Ross had successfully bought him for the night. Others called it proof Meech was confused and desperate for attention. And of course, 50 Cent didn't let this slide. He jumps online and makes a joke straight out of his troll playbook, saying Ross told Lil Meech to hand over his dad's address so he could send some wings from Wingstop. Like imagine 50 turning your family drama into a greasy fast food punchline. Brutal, but the jab was deeper than comedy. The wings joke was 50's way of saying Ross wasn't feeding Meech success, only scraps. And if you thought that was harsh, 50 had receipts. Out of nowhere, he dropped and quickly deleted a post claiming he personally had to send Lil Meech to rehab. He said Meech showed up to set high, even puking during a weapons test because he was lit. Then they searched his truck and found whippets. 50 admitted he didn't even know what whippets were until then. He literally Googled it and framed the whole thing as him stepping up to protect Meech, while his father Ross was just enabling the bad habits. The crazy part? This wasn't the only mess. Lil Meech had also gotten himself arrested at an airport, proving his wild behavior wasn't just rumors.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody, please?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay.
Once 50 aired all that out, fans began questioning whether he really saved Lil Meech's career from self-destruction. Why side with Ross when 50 was the one paying for acting classes and putting him in position to shine? That's when another voice jumped in and added fuel to the fire. Michael Rainey Jr., aka Tariq from Power. He went live and didn't hold back. A fan asked if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of dodging, he went full savage. He clowned him directly, calling him out in front of thousands watching.
Do I feel bad for Lil Meech? I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright. Oh,
That clip spread instantly across blogs and fan pages. And guess who reposted it with a laugh? Yep, 50 Cent. He echoed Michael's words in his caption, doubling down on the Meech is weak narrative. For Lil Meech, the timing couldn't have been worse. It made him look like he wasn't just beefing with 50, but also losing respect from everyone in 50's circle. And that circle is powerful. The truth is, this tension had been brewing ever since Big Meech's failed Welcome Back concert. When Meech came home, fans expected fireworks, an epic comeback moment stacked with rap's heavyweights. But instead of rocking with 50 Cent, the man who turned his life story into a TV empire, Meech leaned on Rick Ross. Everyone thought it was going to be legendary. Check out this clip of Ross and Meech pushing the event.
February 13th, the Big Meech on benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special. Epic. Get your tickets right now. I'm back.
That move blew up in his face. The concert never happened, and for 50, that was the final straw. He accused Meech of cutting secret deals with the feds and started torching him online. Fans who once saw Meech as an untouchable street legend suddenly began questioning everything. Pairing up with Ross only made it worse. It looked like Meech traded loyalty for clout. And 50, he pounced on that narrative, spinning it into fact with his non-stop trolling. What should have been a legendary comeback turned into the very moment people stopped riding for him. That's when Meech clapped back. He posted an old picture of himself with 50, but slapped a giant rat emoji across 50's face. No subtlety. He was flat out calling 50 a snitch. And he doubled down, labeling him an internet gangster, basically saying 50 does nothing but troll from behind his phone.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
Ross, of course, piled on. He mocked 50 for being salty about their link-up, turning it into another petty tag team jab. Ross even co-signed Meech just to poke the bear harder. Watch this clip where he flat out mocks 50 for being pressed about Meech standing beside him.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
But fans weren't blind to the irony. 50 had given Lil Meech real opportunities, TV roles, training, exposure, while Ross just gave him photo ops and empty promises. Yet somehow, Meech looked more willing to stand with Ross. That contradiction fueled the next wild rumor. Meech was gearing up to fight 50 for real. After the rat post and Ross's trolling, the internet blew up with talk of a boxing match between 50 Cent and Big Meech. Some fans laughed it off as sad. Meech reduced to chasing clout through celebrity boxing. Others said it was only a matter of time before fists flew. What really pushed the chatter, though, was Meech himself. When asked if he'd ever swing back, he hinted he'd lace up gloves if it came down to it. Even if half joking, the internet ran with it. Once the boxing talk hit blogs, the story exploded, and then Wack 100 stepped in, throwing gasoline on the fire. According to Wack, this wasn't just about loyalty or Rick Ross, it was about secrets. He claimed Meech's own confidant, Tammy Cowan, had once told 50 that Meech conspired with federal authorities in other street cases. And if that's true, it changes everything. In other words, Wack was hinting that Big Meech might not have been as loyal to the streets as people always believed, and that's exactly where 50's snitch narrative comes from. But Wack didn't stop there. He went even deeper, claiming Meech's confidant Tammy may have had her own reasons for turning on him. Either she felt abandoned when he got locked up, or she was tired of Meech trying to snatch back the life rights he had already signed over to 50 for the BMF series. That put Meech in a dangerous corner, because if Wack's claims are true, it means the very person closest to him may have been feeding 50 ammo this entire time. Here's how Wack put it.
Back, you think about it, right? But you got a female that's running for you while you in prison, putting her life on the line. You entrusted in her to keep your secrets, right? You done signed over your life rights and all these things, right? I know the conversation as an inmate that we have with women. Baby, it's me and you, right? I gave the life rights to you. I didn't give them to my baby mom. I didn't gave them to you. I need you to do this thing, like make this happen. And she's doing all these things, right? And then he gets out of paroles to his baby mama.
Whether Wack was dropping hard facts or just stirring the pot, the impact was clear. It gave 50 even more firepower to keep the trolling alive. Fans immediately jumped back in with fresh clowning, and then Meech added to the spectacle himself. He popped out wearing Kanye West's iconic graduation jacket. On the surface, it looked like just another flex fit, but fans instantly caught the symbolism. That jacket wasn't just any drip. It represented the very album that outsold 50 Cent back in their infamous 2007 sales battle. Some fans laughed, saying it was pure coincidence. Others swore Meech wore it intentionally, trolling 50 by leaning into one of his most public L's. Either way, the optics were bad. To many, it looked like Meech wasn't just losing the beef. He was embracing old losses just to poke at the man who once had his back. What stood out the most, though, was what didn't happen. Normally, 50 would be the first to roast a fit or screenshot a goofy pose, but this time, silence. And that silence had people convinced he was holding back on purpose, saving ammo for something way bigger. Because when 50 skips a roast, it usually means he's loading up a heavier shot. At this point, it's clear this isn't just trolling. 50 is locked in on Meech like an obsession. Most beefs fade away, but with Meech, every move gets a counter. Some say it's betrayal. 50 put Lil Meech on, only to watch him cozy up to Ross. Others say it's about power. 50 doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush anyone who crosses him. Letting Meech slide would make him look weak, and weakness isn't in 50's playbook. Now fans are buzzing, convinced this won't stop online. If this beef ever moves from Instagram to the boxing ring, it won't just be entertainment. It'll be a dangerous final chapter in a feud already spinning out of control. One man is fighting to protect his legacy, while the other is gambling his reputation for clout and laughs. The way things are heading, this doesn't feel like rumor anymore. It feels like the next explosive move is already locked in, just waiting to happen. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.